I watched the first part of Kanye's documentary, Genius. Oh my goodness. Like, that documentary is so raw and so inspiring to see those moments. First of all, it's so important to document your life because those moments we saw him in the Rockefeller office performing his song, trying to get people to believe in him. And they all just looked at him like he was like, just so unimpressed. And you're like, you're standing in front of a genius. She didn't care. They didn't care. And like, you have to think about it from their perspective too, right? Think about how many incredible artists like Kanye must have come through those doors, played their music, and they have to deal with another one now. And yes, they would have heard good music from a lot of people, but those people never got signed. So what was it about Kanye that got him signed? One of the things I have to say is that I respect that he recorded his whole album. He made it easier for the label to want to pick him up because he already had his album ready. It's just like, the album is ready, just sign me and let's distribute this. So he made it easier. He made himself friendly, not to be not such a hassle. I've already produced the album. I've already packaged myself. Guys, just sign me and let's distribute this thing. He already got those MTV interviews. This is like, people so this is a thing that people need to understand as musicians that want to make it, and you really think that somebody's gonna hand things to you, someone's gonna give you stuff. Kanye set himself up so that he was ready to go, and all you have to do is sign him. That's where you want to be as a musician. So this documentary was so inspiring because it just showcases what it needed to happen back in those days to make it as a musician, because the time right now is so different. Think about it. The fact that you have to sing in front of the marketing person in the label, you have to impress everybody in the label to get the attention. But now all you have to do is post on TikTok, build a following. And that's all you have to do. Post on YouTube, Instagram, but really TikTok if you want to get attention, Instagram Reels, as well as YouTube Shorts. Post there, you'll get as much attention as possible. But that's all it takes right now to get their attention. And they approach you now. But before, people had to go through them. And guess how many careers were shut down because there was just no way to push so many artists back then. There was literally just a handful of artists that actually were established back then. Not nearly what it's like right now, because all it takes is for you to press record. Look in front of the camera and press record. You don't even need a camera. Use your phone and start singing right now, and you can build a following and you can start monetizing your audience. You don't need anyone. You can start NFTing your projects. You can start selling products and monetizing your audience and building your following, and you can literally already become a singer right now. Back then, Kanye would have had no audience, but literally today you already have that audience. All you have to do is distribute, actually execute. Another thing I really loved about the documentary is that it showed who Kanye is in his core, right? It showed that he's just naturally a very social person. He was already in the scene. He was already super social, and that's what it took back then to blow. You had to be social, you had to go out, you had to meet people, you had to do all those things. And it's so funny because it's so different now, because all you have to do now, I mean, yeah, socializing helps, but really all you have to do is post and you can get people come to you, right? Yes, socializing does help always, but you can literally just post and people come to you, and you can get discovered, and you could get put on just by posting consistently. And now, so it's almost as though back then, if you wanted to be an artist, you had to be a social person, or if you wanted to be successful, you had to be a social person. But with the internet era, you don't need to be sociable. You don't need to do that to become successful. You could be quiet. You could be shy. You could be an introvert. And as long as you post and people see you, you're broadcasting to a lot of people. People can learn about you. People can discover you. So that's such an interesting little nugget I got from that documentary. Another thing that I thought was interesting was when Kanye was, a little moment from the documentary that I thought was interesting was when Kanye was beefing with Doug this guy Doug from Chicago, who's like dissed Kanye. He was a producer who helped Kanye, kind of taught him how to produce, but No ID also sort of taught him how to produce. And apparently he fell out with No ID, went to Doug, but Doug felt like Kanye left him behind. So when Kanye had moved to New York, Doug was talking a mess about him in the Chicago radio or in an interview, and Kanye went and confronted him immediately because he wanted his city to have respect for him. He didn't want to have beef with his city, and he confronted Doug. And I thought it was interesting. This was like showing Kanye how he interacted with a public beef, which he is so popular at right now. We know Kanye for having public beefs now. But back then it was interesting to see how he navigated that, because it kind of gives us a window into who he is right now, and he learned very quickly that if you have a public beef and then if you have rebuttal, it builds some attention around you. And that's a good way that he was able to learn how to market himself in Chicago, having this public beef and navigating, going through an interview, getting an interview, being able to control his narrative, because Kanye loves to control his narrative. That's just who he's always been. And he shows that, and it shows it in the documentary. And I remember an interview with Jay-Z talking about like, this is who Kanye's always been. He's always been jumping on the table in the studio, talking about he's great, he's this, he's that. And Jay-Z's like, look at you don't even have a record, sit down. This is who he's always been. He's always believed in himself. He's always been confident. He's always been an energetic, fun, excited guy. And it's so interesting to see, those raw moments in the makings of a Kanye West. And that footage, I feel like that footage is worth so much money. Netflix better have paid a killing for that documentary. I wonder what they paid for it, because those moments were so raw. We got to see the moment he got signed. We got to see the moments where he was being rejected by Rockefeller Records. We got to see those unique moments that you would never see that. You could and it's just like so inspiring for anyone that's a creator. Just anyone that's like not even just a creator, but anyone that's like inspired to do something and make something of their life, to know that people are always going to frown on you. People are always going to frown on you. People are always going to say no. They're always going to reject you. They're always going to talk smack about you. But you just have to believe in yourself. And that's what Kanye showed in that documentary. And he's so genius, because he's releasing this stem player right now, and he started posting about it the day after the documentary came out, and he references this stem player is just like when he was trying to convince everyone at Rockefeller Records, that he's great, and they were ignoring him, and now he's doing it again with the stem player. So his life has been this consistent ladder of people disbelieving him, people not believing him, and him always having to prove himself as he breaks new barriers. And he said that as well. So it's really interesting how watching the evolution of Kanye and how inspiring it is to see that he actually made it and believed in himself, and he actually made it. And to see him doing it again now in tech. We saw him do it in fashion, and he still made it. We saw him and he's now a billionaire, and now he's doing it in tech. And I think people believe in him at this point, but there are still people that doubt him. And he's such a great documentary to get you inspired, to get you just looking at such legendary, such iconic, such raw, rare moments that people just don't even document. I swear, if Netflix paid anything less than $30 million for this, and I feel like it should be way more, but I don't know. It depends on what it's going to pull in, but I feel like this documentary is worth a lot of money, and I hope that they paid the full price for what this is worth, because this is probably the greatest thing. These moments that they captured of Kanye is just so rare, so raw, and so inspiring. Great documentary. The first part was so fantastic. I can't wait to watch. And I remember I kept watching it, and I was like, oh my God, I don't want this to end. I don't want this to end. And I kept seeing, oh no, I only have 30 minutes left. Actually, I was doing that all the way in the beginning when it started. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. I don't want this to end. I don't want this to end. And I just can't wait to see the next one and then the next one. So this, and also the rollout strategy is very strategic and very interesting too. Because Netflix normally puts out the whole thing all in one go. Like with the Janet Jackson documentary, they just put out all 4 episodes out in one go. But these ones, they're like movies, first of all. It's like an hour and 30 minutes per episode. So it's pretty long. And Janet's was about 40 minutes per episode. But aside from that, this 1 hour and 20 minutes, it just gets you, it helps build the story more because there's anticipation for the next episode. And there's anticipation for, so there's going to be anticipation, and Netflix can really build its following through each episode, and it's a great strategy because you only get one of these. And because of how iconic this documentary is and how raw and rare this footage that they have is, like, and how inspiring it is, I can see why they use this strategy. And also, Kanye is using this as a tool to roll out some things that he's selling and make a lot of money. And I'm sure his sales are going to go through the roof. And he's releasing Donda 2. So it's all going to be incredible. And I cannot wait to see the rest of this, to listen to Donda 2, and to consume more Kanye content. And now we know why he's been making all this noise in the media. But anyway, those are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, all the above. My name is Kenim, and see you next time. Peace. Welcome to Ask, the Artist Starter Kit. This course is for musicians that are serious and ready to take their career to the next level. In this short, to the point course, I'm going to teach you how to build an artist identity and persona that helps you build a cult following. I'm also going to teach you how to market yourself on social media effectively so you can build a strong following today. I'm going to teach you how to market yourself and position yourself so that the media, the press want to feature you on their platforms. Most importantly, this course is going to teach you how to bootstrap your career and get the ball rolling. What I'm teaching you in this course is stuff that people just really aren't teaching you. My name is Kenim O, and I'm a media entrepreneur, and I've been in the entertainment industry for 17 years. I've worked with musicians, with artists. I've, worked in film. I've worked in broadcast journalism, broadcast television. I've worked in a lot of different aspects in the media ecosystem, and I'm going to give you my perspective, my unique perspective, and how to craft a media story around you, how to create content that is compelling and draws viewers into you, and how to build a public persona that will create a core cult following that are rooting for you endlessly. And how do I know all this? Well, not only have I worked with musicians, but also as a filmmaker, I craft stories, whether it's for the news or whether it's for scripted content. I'm going to put all these ingredients, all my media training together to teach you how to approach the music industry in the 21st century. This course is going to be different because I'm giving you that media perspective, how to make yourself marketable, how to make yourself attractive, how to make yourself stand out from the crowd so that you can get to your goal of becoming a professional musician. So guys, if you are ready to take your career to the next level and really seriously build your career, purchase the course now. All right, I'll see you there.